All right, so it's, I don't know what time it is. It's midday, like Thursday, 2 o'clock Thursday. So we're going to start moving all this junk today. Andrew's done got a bunch of stuff, little small stuff moved and all out of the way, but now it's moved machinery and we got to clean the floor and all that. So I'm going to, or Andrew's going to stick a camera up in the corner so you can see some of this stuff happen, and stay with us. All right, this is the next day, morning of moving all this mess. So we lost, I don't know, what, hour and a half, 2 hours yesterday. The daggum forklift, the little baby forklift, took a dump, and we couldn't figure out what the deal was. And we hadn't been long, well, I say long, it hadn't run much since we did a full, because it still got points and all. Me and Andrew did a full rebuild on the ignition system and tuned it up good, points, condenser, cap, rotor, plugs, wires, whole deal. Well, anyway, we got a bunch of stuff out, and we moved the line hone out in the front, just trying not to pile everything in the back where we got to come through with a new grinder, and it just cut off, and it wouldn't hit a lick. And so we was trying to figure out what was wrong with it, and we thought it wasn't firing, because you just barely could see the arc on the spark plug, but it was firing. That wasn't a problem. But anyway, a long time ago, and I had forgot about it, but Andrew was like, man, I smell something burning, and I didn't smell it. But this thing, and I guess probably all of them have it, maybe some of the newer ones don't, I don't know, but it's got a diaphragm on the carburetor, and there's a needle valve and it's got like a safety, so it's got this little electric coil, and when it's engaged, it pushes a little plunger forward that allows the gas to come into the carburetor, and then it's got a little float that when the engine pulses from vacuum, it lets in propane from the evaporator. So anyway, we pull this thing after we do some investigating and realize it ain't getting no fuel. We pull this the deal off, because I can, we done come to the conclusion it ain't getting no fuel, and I had forgot this thing was about half burned up, and I wrapped it in electrical tape long time ago when we rebuilt the carburetor. But it has shorted out, and that's what Andrew smelled. It has shorted out this coil and just melted it. So there wasn't anything to pull that plunger forward to mash that needle. So I dug around. I had to think about it a little bit, how it worked. And so I took an old hydraulic lifter, a Chevrolet hydraulic lifter, and it's got a little spring in it about that long. Well, I cut that spring in half and put it behind that plunger to push that valve in. So the valve's pushed in all the time now, but it's got a secondary valve that cuts the fuel off when you cut the switch off. So there ain't no danger, but that was, you can probably buy that part, but we're not gonna get it no time soon, and that would literally, because unfortunately this door is really short. And that little baby forklift is the reason I bought it, was to be able to get in and out of this door. And so no other forklift will fit through that door. And the rest of these machines, we could put them on rollers and move them, but it'd be an absolute nightmare to do that. So with the little forklift, we can just scoop them up and take them wherever we want to go. And so anyway, we only got 3 machines left, and then we're gonna start, we got to get all this stuff off the walls. And we're going to start cleaning, and then I think the first thing we're going to do is get these walls painted. But we just come back from Lowe's, and we got white paint for the walls and epoxy for the floor and brushes and cleaners and hickey-majigs and doodads. So Andrew's going to get the camera set up, and we're going to get the little forklift in here and get these other 3 pieces out, and then we're going to start cleaning, and hopefully I hope by dinner time we're gonna have these walls covered. I hope, but time will tell. So we're gonna get after it. Stay with us. All right, so we had some tragedy with the floor coating. We have bought an epoxy kit, and for whatever reason, I guess it was just old, and I had never seen it that way, but it was like a gel and a liquid instead of like just A and B and 2 solid liquids. So it was a Rust-Oleum brand, but anyway, that was an absolute mess. So all that they had at Lowe's other than that was a Craftsman kit, and I don't know why, but we got the Craftsman kit mixed up, but it just made like, we done the borders around the room, and it was like, fish iron, like there was oil in the floor. But we washed the floor 4 times. We did like a Purple Power wash, then we done muriatic acid twice, and then we done like a citric acid wash. So the floor is absolutely clean. There's no oil in it. So I don't know what was, I don't know if that epoxy was old too, But I went to Sherwin-Williams this morning, and this is Sunday, so we are like way behind. I mean, we should be moving machines in today. And Sherwin-Williams had, they had some epoxy too, but they said it was garbage, and also, so they had some colored stain, concrete stain. So we bought colored concrete stain. I don't know how it's gonna hold up, but it looks really good. What we decided to do to try to get the machines back in here as soon as possible is we painted spots where machines are going to sit, and then we're going to bring those machines in, get them set, and then keep bringing machines in and just painting spots where those machines are going to sit. And then once we get everything back in here, then we can finish painting, because it's like a, do you remember what the time for heavy traffic was on it? I don't remember. It was several days for heavy traffic, so I didn't want to try to run the forklift on the painted surface. But it looks really good, it covers really good, but I don't know if it's going to live or not. So we are fixing to start moving stuff back in. We got a couple of machines that's got to come in first because we got everything staged out back. So, you know, as stuff, but we'll just set the GoPro up and you'll see us as we start bringing stuff in. We might have to let the forks in or something, but you got to look at the T. I got to have a fork on that casting. Talk to me. I'm under. Hanging in the back. Good. Feel it. I like it. What's she doing? Huh? No, don't do nothing yet. Hey, come over here and get this block and stuff. Get that hammer behind it. Blocks off in the back. Everything good? Yep. Tell me when I'm clear. All right, go down. Yep. steel and bring this side back. We probably need to turn in 90 degrees. Turn in 90 degrees and bring this side back. We'll be pretty close. Okay.
Move your toes, Jake.
All right, so this is Tuesday. Yep, so this has been a, 5-day episode. We are 90% done. Everything's wired up, everything's functioning. We still got some inventory stuff to get sorted out. We ain't got all that doctored yet. And we still need to put the crane back on the line home, and we still got some cleaning up and organizing to do. The new grinder is running. We got to mount a wheel and balance it and fill up the coolant tank, put some new coolant hoses on. But overall, we took the flywheel grinder and the brake lathe out. I'm not gonna put those back in this room. But I think actually the way all this stuff laid out, I swear we got more room now than we did. It doesn't feel any more cramped than it was. And I mean, this is a small room with a whole lot of equipment in it. And I mean, this, we still got this whole area up here open, for like staging and stuff. One thing that we are gonna have to do, because the boring table's over here now versus where it was at, is I'm gonna have to build just a little small crane and probably mount it to the side of the boring table to be able to load blocks. I mean, when Andrew's here, it ain't no big deal. We pick them up, throw them in there, but sometimes I'm by myself and stuff on the weekends, and I need to be able to get them in there by myself. The next project is going to be to get we got the back porch framed in, but we got to get some metal up. So I'm going to try to get the inside covered. And I hope one of these days, before it gets cold weather, we're going to get some concrete poured and get this whole second addition at least in the dry. But I'm just glad to have 2 grinders going, because man, we got 400 million cam orders, and it's crazy. But it's good, but it's crazy, and we're just trying to keep up. So anyway, I hope you find all this interesting. Like I say, we ain't 100% done, and we didn't get to film every little bit of it, but you know, I think you can see the overview. But I'm for sure proud of the walls. This floor paint, this stain we got from Sherwin-Williams, it's trash. If you touch it with your dirty hands, it puts a handprint and it don't come up. Like, I'm gonna have to put some cleaner on it, just regular soap and water mop. It will not come up, and it loves footprints. So, but again, we was in a pinch, and we just had to do what we had to do, because we didn't have a choice, and we couldn't. I mean, we had to get this machinery back in here, and I could order something, but it was going to put us another 2 or 3, 4 days behind. So we just had to do what we had to do. But maybe we can put some kind of clear over this and just go, you know, clear around the machines. Maybe, I don't know, we'll have to look at that, but it's still better than it was. At the end of the day, the floor looked like absolute garbage when we bought this place. So it is what it is. But anyway, it's all in. I'm tickled to death. And so I hope by the end of the week, we're gonna have the new grinder grinding cams, and everything will be back to normal. But it's for sure gonna take us a week to catch up from all of this mess. So anyway, thank you so much. Hope you enjoy watching us move all this stuff. It was not quite as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but it still took a long time. It was amazing to me. I mean, I painted block walls before, and I know they suck it up, but it took 10 gallons of high dollar paint to get these walls covered. I was super surprised about that. Thanks so much. We'll see you on the next one.